Becky.
Hi.
I'm just gonna leave this running. I'm gonna
Oh God, sorry, my dogs are barking heavily now.
oh, that's okay. I'm just gonna mute this for a bit until we see who else. I don't know who's doing virtual and who's coming here. So we're just gonna give it a couple minutes and see. So I'm just gonna mute it. So if you don't hear anything, I'll turn it back on in a bit, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm just going to turn my video off just because I have bad internet. So
Totally.
makes it better.
That's totally fine. I'm just waiting to see if anybody else that's coming is going to be coming here, or if the other two are going to be online as well. So I know it's almost 12, but we're just going to give it a couple minutes just since it's day one.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so for you ladies that are joining us virtual, just while we give it one more minute, if you have yoga blocks, you can use them, but if you don't, that's totally fine. What would be really good to grab is like maybe a couple of couch pillows or a couple of folded up blankets, even towels work, just something to use for some support, okay? So if you guys want to get set up with those, we'll get started here in a couple minutes. Okay, hi. We'll get started. Can you guys, if you just unmute yourselves for a second, can you guys just tell me if this microphone that they have set up here, you can hear me pretty good? The virtual?
I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Hi, Coralie.
Hi.
Hey, Becky, I just have a question. Is Taylor, there's Taylor Brown registered for this? Is that like Taylor, like Carson cousin Taylor?
Yeah, her and Matt.
Oh yeah, okay. I knew she was pregnant. I just literally seen her name, so, okay.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, yeah. So I think that there's 6 registered for this, which is awesome. I mean, this is the first prenatal session that we've had here in High River, and I teach prenatal frequently, but even I haven't taught it since like the summer of 2020 just because of COVID. So this is awesome that we can connect this way virtual. And
I think that most of you guys will be doing it virtual, which is totally fine. I get it. That's awesome. So that you guys know, I do record the Zoom session as well. So if for some reason, you just can't make, and I know that could be like the day of, you feel like, no, today I can't do this at 1:30, then you can let me know so that we can send you the playback or make sure that you have the playback to do later. And if for some reason 1 week you randomly want to come do it here, then that's fine too. It's kind of up to you guys. So today I'm going to talk a little bit. I promise I won't talk so much the next 6 sessions, but I just think it's really important for me to kind of introduce myself to you guys and let you know that prenatal yoga is how I became a yoga teacher. So I want to give you a little background about myself because I'm very, very passionate about prenatal yoga, postnatal yoga. It's sort of like what makes me happy. It's what like keeps me going to do more trainings and find out more information. So I'm 35 years old. When I was 22, I got married and I have 1 daughter and she just turned 3. So if that gives you some insight to my journey to have a baby, it's kind of self-explanatory. It took a heck of a long time, let's put it that way. So what my situation was I was totally healthy. I had no problem getting pregnant, but I was like one of those very unlucky people who just would only stay pregnant for like a couple of weeks. And this happened like tons and tons of times. And because I had nothing wrong with me, I was already doing yoga. I just started to like research and find out more information and found out that I'm just an unlucky person who has really poor circulation. Like if I eat a piece of pepperoni, I swell up, or I get blotchy skin because I get, like poor circulatory system. So anyways, so I really dove into my yoga practice. I started to get certified in yoga, started teaching. And then after I taught for about 3 years, I got pregnant, which was no surprise. And all of a sudden it like worked. And I was teaching 10 classes a week. And my doctor was like, I think that you should back off. And I was like, no, I think this is why this is working so well. And it was, I really attribute a lot of my, like I had a textbook pregnancy. I taught yoga the whole way through. And I think it's because it just provides such amazing, supportive way to detoxify your body. So that's lymphatic system. I mean, your hormones, we all know that it's like, woo, all over the place. It helps you sort of flesh that out. The stretching feels good. The breathing helps you stay sort of connected with your body. So it worked for me. I truly, truly believe that that's what got me through. And so it's like my favorite thing to teach because I'm just like proud of you guys for being here. It's such a gift. We always do it, I think, because we're like, well, I want to have a healthy pregnancy. I want my baby to be healthy, but this is so much about you guys and like healthy mom, healthy baby, right? So yeah, so that's a bit about me. If you guys have any questions as this 7-week series goes on, like I'm an open book. If you ever want to email me, text me, anything like that. If you're having specific issues, I know some people like pregnancy is not nice to them. If there's anything that I can do maybe to help you if you're feeling really physically uncomfortable, or if you're feeling super short of breath, there might be some tips or tricks I have. So feel free to reach out even outside of class, okay? Today is going to be a lot about almost like introduction because I have no idea your guys' yoga sort of experience. So we're going to take things pretty easy, but my goal is for you guys to really feel a lot more connected with your body and then therefore connected with your baby. So do the best you can. If anything feels like terrible to you, then ignore me. I can't see any of you anyways because you guys all have your screens blacked, which is totally fine. I would probably do the same. Okay, so let's start on our mats. We're going to start seated. We're going to actually do quite a bit of stuff seated because the sort of the weight over the pelvis is nice. Kneeling is very nice as well when we get onto hands and knees because it lets you relax your belly. But we're going to do kind of a big combination of stuff. So if you didn't go grab a couple blankets or a couple of yoga blocks or a couple of pillows, then you can do that now. If you've already got that stuff, then you guys are awesome. So let's get started, okay? So we're gonna start cross-legged if that feels okay for you. And a couple of options here. If your hips are sore or your low back is sore, you can sit up like with a pillow or something underneath of your bum. Okay, I have like a chip foam block. You can prop your hips up and that'll feel pretty nice. If you're good sitting flat, then that's fine as well. I want you just to go ahead and close your eyes. You can take your hands onto your knees, and we're going to establish this connection with what I call the upward flow of energy through your body. So we want to really first feel where we're connected into the floor or into whatever you're sitting on. Feel the bones underneath of your bum, your sit bones. Okay, and then try to draw all your energy up through the center of your body, all the way up and out the top of your head. Just close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath here. Exhale out of your mouth. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale out of your mouth. Good, and then see if you can roll your shoulders. Just roll your shoulders towards the back. And then opposite direction towards the front. Good job. Just sitting nice and square. So left hand, okay? Left hand's gonna reach up towards the ceiling. We're gonna come into a little side stretch. If you're feeling a lot of pressure on the left side, you can bring this, or sorry, on the right side, bring the left hand to the back of your head. Try to breathe into the left side of your body, left lung. You can put your hand on your abdomen if that feels okay. Good job. And then come all the way back up. Opposite side. So reach your right arm up. We're coming across over towards the left. Once you feel you've reached your spot, you can take your hand to the back of your head. It's called directional breathing. Try to breathe into the right side of your belly. Good job. One more deep breath. And then all the way back up here to the center, interlacing our fingers. So you guys are going to take your left pinky finger on the bottom. It might feel a little bit awkward. We're going to do a couple things here. So first, I want you guys to invert or turn your palms inside out. Press your palms forward and down. And then as we take a deep breath in, reach your arms up, and you can see if you can lift up your rib cage a little bit. Awesome job. One more breath. Let your hands come down beside you. Good. So at this point, if you want to switch the cross, you can take your opposite ankle forward, or if you have your legs stacked, you could take your opposite foot stacked on top. Again, just sit really tall. Lots of focus on our posture because that's going to help us take some pressure off of the spine and off of the back. Okay. Some of the heaviness from that baby. Right pinky finger is going to go on the bottom. Interlace your fingers, press your palms forward and down. Good job. Inhale, deep breath, reach all the way up. See if you can lift up your rib cage a little bit here. And when you're ready, just let go. Let your hands come down beside you. So now it doesn't matter which hand you're going to interlace on the bottom or which finger you're going to interlace on the bottom, but go ahead and do that. This time you're going to press your palms together. So imagine you're like crushing something between your hands, and then reach your arms forward. So once you're reaching your arms forward towards me, go farther than that. Imagine your hands are being pulled, and you'll feel your shoulder blades kind of wrap around your upper back. Okay, go ahead and tuck your chin towards your chest. See if you can breathe into the shoulders, into your back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Couple of times here. Keep squeezing and reaching. Awesome. And then bring your chin up and really intentionally slide your shoulder blades into your back. Nice tall posture again. Good job, girls. Go ahead, shake out your arms. Okay, so let's come onto our hands and our knees here for a few moments. Everybody's at different stages in their pregnancy, so the weight of your belly is going to be different for all of you. What we want to do is get really strong through the connection of our hands. It's called Hasta Bandha. So spread your fingers really nice and wide. Let's place them down underneath of our shoulders. Okay, knees underneath of your hips as best as you can kind of feel. And then just keep your gaze straight down. So I want you to just let your belly relax. You can even lift your tailbone here a tiny bit, like you're arching your back. Okay, and then think about this movement happening from the pelvis. So it's like we're tucking our tailbone under and lifting your belly back up just a little bit. Okay, one more time, just a little movement. Tip your tailbone up. Relax your belly. Think about tucking your tailbone, pushing into the floor, lift your belly just a tiny bit. Awesome job. So I'm going to let you just be in this position, whatever feels good for you. What I want you to be mindful of though, is if you really feel heavy in your belly and you're really arching your back, it's going to put some pressure onto your low back. So just try to find something that's kind of neutral and feels okay. We're going to lift up our right hand and give it a shake. And then we're going to turn our hand backwards. So try to point your fingertips back towards your knee. Just holding here. Hand flat to the mat if you can. You can always go anywhere on this rotation if your hand can't turn around. Okay, go ahead and curl your toes under. So what we're going to do is tuck our tailbone and slowly sit back towards our heels. Let your hand peel away from the floor. And then bring yourself all the way up onto your knees, stretching the bottoms of your feet. So if you have a lot of fluid retention in your feet, this might be pretty tight on your toes. Let's try to breathe, nice deep breaths. One more time. Good job. Come all the way back forward here. So hands and knees, you can pick up your feet and just give them a shake. See if you can feel some fresh circulation going down into your legs. Awesome. And then setting back up in table. So we want to be strong here again, neutral spine. Keep your gaze down if you can. Spread your fingers really nice and wide. I like to imagine I'm at the top of a push-up. So if you need to get some aggression out, which trust me, been there myself, push the floor away from yourself like you're mad at it, like you're trying to get it away. Okay, we're going to do that same little tilt of our pelvis. So let your belly totally relax. Lift your tailbone. Take a breath. Go ahead and tuck your tailbone under. Pick your belly back up just a tiny bit, even if it's a little movement. Some of you might go quite a ways here. All individual. One more time, relax your belly. Let the weight take pressure off your spine. Good job. And then tuck your tailbone. Pick your belly back up. Try to imagine right now, we've done this a few times, like you're hugging your baby into your body. Okay? See if you can feel as if you're just holding firmly through your abdomen. So now we're going to just find that neutral spine. We're going to turn our left hand around. Give it a shake. Point your fingers back towards your knee. Okay, hand flat if that's okay. The wrists, the knees, and the ankles for you guys might feel more tender than they normally do. That's a pretty strong spots where we're holding some extra fluid when we're pregnant, okay? So just breathe. Do the best you can. One more deep breath. Awesome. Curl your toes under, stretch the bottoms of your feet. We're going to tuck our tailbone and just slowly come back here, sitting on the heels. So sitting up nice and tall this time, if you're able to feel like you're stacking your head over your heart over your hips. Breathe into the bottoms of your feet. I like to imagine or feel as if my feet are like stretching widthways. They're getting wider across the transverse arch. One more deep breath. Awesome. Come all the way back forward. Shake your legs again. Good work, ladies. We're gonna come back into a seated position here for a few moments, and then we are gonna do some standing stuff, but I don't wanna make you go up and down too much. Don't know how pregnant some of you are, so trying to be nice. So we're gonna come into what's called mermaid. This is called different, it's called different things in different like types of exercise. Sometimes it's called a triangle sit or deer pose. I call it mermaid. So you're gonna have your left shin across the front, okay? And then your right knee is bent, your ankle's coming back. If you go ahead and grab a hold of your right calf muscle, roll it away from yourself as you sit. So this is a spot you might want your pillows or your blankets. You could always put something under your bum again, okay? And you could always under this left knee, if it feels painful, you could put something under there too. So a lot of this is body awareness. We want to sit really as squarely as we can over our pelvic bowl. So your pelvic bowl is always the sit bones, the hips, the tailbone, and the pubic bone. Okay, we want to see if we can level that and stack our body up nice and tall from there. So you're welcome to stay sitting upright if this feels like enough of a position to be in. If you want to get a stretch for your right quad, we're going to walk our hands back and start to lean back. You can bend your elbows if you want to. Find your breath. Take a deep breath in and imagine like you're pressing your heart forward. One more breath. Good job, you guys. Walk your hands back in and sit nice and tall again. If you have any props underneath of yourself, we'll just move those out of the way. Take your hands far to the left, so far over here so you can lift up this right butt cheek. And then lift your leg over and around. Opposite side. So you guys are going to bring your right leg forward. Left knee is going to bend. Sitting in mermaid or whatever you would like to call this position. Stacking yourself up here really nice and tall. So just notice the difference. Trust me, sometimes you feel like you're sitting on a teeter-totter. I say sit square on both sit bones and you're like, no, this one doesn't even come close. That's okay. Try to imagine like you have a string attached to the top of your head. See if you can find a little more height, a little more length. Awesome. And then we're going to take our hands back. Just start to lean back or maybe walk your hands back. Think about this left thigh, left quad muscle. Lift your chin. See if you can breathe into your heart space, so the center of your chest. One more breath. Good job. Walk your hands in. Okay, both hands over to the right. Let's be mindful about bringing this left leg around. Something that some of you might find, all of you, maybe none of you, but I know for myself, when you're pregnant and depending on sort of where your hormones are at, you might actually feel really flexible. So if anything, just be careful of that. Sometimes you'll be happy about it today and then tomorrow morning you'll wake up and you'll be mad at me because you have like a sore leg or something like that you've overstretched. We're going to come onto our knees here for a second. If this, so tops of the feet to the floor, maybe I'll turn sideways. Okay, we're sitting on the, or sitting back on the heels. If this is painful, just lift your bum up. Okay, take your hands behind your back. You're going to interlace your fingers behind you, squeeze your palms together, and then draw your knuckles towards the floor. See if you can lift your chest. This might be a stretch over your belly, depends how big it is. Take one deep breath. Good job, guys. And then stack your body. Relax your arms. So we're going to come up to standing. I'm going to likely have to adjust my camera a little bit because my head's going to be chopped off. I'm going to back this up. Go ahead and grab, like, if you want to drink a water, anything like that.
Okay. So when we do our prenatal session, oh my gosh, my head is still totally tough. When we do these prenatal classes, I always try to stage it so that there's not too much up and down. Okay, I know some days you feel a little less physical than others, so we want to keep it accessible for everybody. All right, guys, so stand sideways on your mat. We're going to take our feet nice and wide as you feel comfortable standing here, and then you're going to bring your heels in a little bit and turn your toes out. So very mindful about this pelvic area in prenatal yoga. I want you to be really aware of where you're turning out. So what I mean by that, if you touch your hips, the points of your hips should also be tracking over the pathway of your toes, as opposed to just cranking your knees. Okay, so your sit bones are drawing together. Imagine your pelvis is in a pie shape. Hands are going to come to the center of your chest, and we're not just relaxing them here, we're getting a little strength in our upper body. So push your palms together. See if you can slide your shoulder blades down your back. Okay, take your gaze forward, maybe even up a little bit, and then nice and slowly for a count of 5, we're going to bend our knees. Ready? For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just hold, stabilize your muscles. 1 deep breath. Let's think about pushing down through the bottoms of our feet. So when you're ready, push down into the floor to straighten your legs. Give your hips a little wiggle. Relax your hands if you need to. Coming in and out of things is always totally fine. So push your palms together, shoulder blades together behind you. Our spine is nice and supported here. Okay, we're going to lower, bend our knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Stabilize your muscles. Squeeze with these adductor muscles, so inner thighs. Take 1 more breath. Push down through your feet. Straighten your legs. Give your hips a shake. Give your hands a shake. Last time, hands to heart center. Strong in our upper body. Bending our knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is called a goddess squat or goddess pose. We're going to hold here. I want you to cactus your arms. Okay, palms towards me. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Nice and strong. Tuck your tailbone. Take 1 more breath. Good job. Stand up. Relax your legs. Relax your hips. Okay, guys, so for you, the left foot's going to step towards the front of your mat. Right foot is stepping back. So my left foot, toes are pointed to the front. My back foot, toes are pointed to the side. Hips are to the side as well. So this is called warrior 2. Some of you would be pretty proficient in this. Some of you not so much. You're looking the direction of the bent knee. So look forward over the left hand. Pelvic floor, so really important that now we're activating our pelvic floor, but also just like gently making this mind-body connection with everything that's going on. Think of the groin area. Think of doing like a Kegel, although you don't have to do that. I'm going to tell you that if you push down through your front foot, so imagine you're pulling your left heel back and you're pushing your right hip forward. I want you to see if you can find strength in your inner thighs when you do that. Gaze forward over the front hand. Just hold here. 1 deep breath. Good. Relax your arms and relax your legs. Again, 1 more time. So warrior 2, bend your front knee. Tee your arms out. You can look forward over the left fingertips. See if we can get strong through our inner thighs. So left heel is going to energetically pull back and right hip is energetically pulling forward. It's like this diagonal. Okay, just hold that position. 1 deep breath. Good job, you guys. Relax your legs, relax your arms. So you can stay sideways on your mat. We'll just switch sides. Turn both toes towards me and then go right foot towards the back.
Reach your arms nice and wide. If you're feeling stress in the upper back, just try to relax your shoulders. Awesome job. So see if you can find that same strength in the inner thighs, in the pelvic floor. Okay, so right heel's pulling back, left hip is drawing towards that same point. Just hold and squeeze. It's like we're squeezing something underneath of ourselves. If you guys can't feel this today, that's okay. We're going to practice. You're going to get this connection stronger and stronger each week. Take one more breath. Good job. Relax your arms. Relax your hips or your legs. One more time, come back into the same thing. So warrior 2. Strong and steady. See if you can take a deep breath. Squeeze. One more breath. Good job, guys. Relax. Relax your legs. Okay, we are going to turn with our toes pointed towards me. Now, one thing, it's not so much that it's unsafe, it's that it's not possible in a lot of cases to fold forward. So I'm not going to ask you to fold forward as if you're trying to touch the floor, but what I'm going to have you do is stand in a wide-legged position, as wide as you feel comfortable, with your hands right on the creases of your hips. Okay? So holding on to the creases of your hips, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing with my body as we fold. We're going to just stay nice and straight through our back, folding our body in two as if we're a Barbie doll, okay? So we're just going to come about a third of the way down. As we fold, lean back into your sit bones and your tailbone, bend your knees if you want to, okay? Heart is drawing forward. You're going to pause about here. Lean back into the tightness of the bum. Take one more breath. Okay, try to squeeze your glutes to pull yourself back up into a nice tall stack. Again, we're doing that 2 more times. Lots of in and out today. So lean back into your sit bones and your tailbone. Let your chest hinge forward. We're hinging right over the fingers, okay? Your gaze forward. Think about a long spine here. Try to feel and visualize the length of your back. One more breath. Awesome. Pull your hips underneath of yourself, shoulders stack back up. Last time, when you're ready, folding over the fingertips, coming forward. So if you guys have straight legs, maybe this time let's all bend our knees and see if you can really push your tailbone back. You might get a nice little stretch over the low back when you do that. Take one more breath. Good job, guys. Squeeze to bring everything back into a nice tall stack. Just relax. Okay, so if you guys face forward on your mat or wherever you can just look at me, we're gonna stand. We're gonna practice a little bit of balance. So functional balance, I mean, I do this in all my classes. It's not just relevant to prenatal, but what balance really teaches us is calmness. So it's actually not about stillness at all. It's about finding a little bit of calmness in your body. When you're feeling like anxious or a lot of vibration, we want to just be able to like take control of our mind and try to just trust ourselves to be there. Okay, so we're going to stand on the left foot to start with, and we're just coming into a baby tree pose. So your right heel is going to touch the inside of your ankle. Feel free to hold on to something. That's totally fine. I always say like flirt with the wall. Sometimes I stand with the wall right here. Just knowing it's there makes you feel a little better. And then we're going to stand really tall, all the way out the top of the head. Hands are going to come to the center of our chest. Try to take your gaze either straight forward or even slightly up, like where the wall and the ceiling meet in your house. And then nice and slowly, if you feel okay, start to slide your right foot up, just a little bit. We're just coming into little versions of our balance today. Good job, you guys. Try to find that calmness. So if you feel like a duck on water, that's totally fine. Take one deep breath. Good job. Step out of it nice and slow. Relax your legs. Awesome. Opposite side. So stand on your right foot, nice and tall, all the way out through the top of the head. Remember, this is a brain activity. We're trying to stay really just calm and connected with our body. Trust yourself. Okay, left ankle or left heel is coming to the ankle. Take your gaze forward and just up slightly. If you want to slide your foot up to the calf, go ahead and do that. Go with the flow. Motion of the ocean. Try to trust yourself here. Take one more nice deep breath. Good job. And then stepping down and out of it. So we're going to do a little breathing exercise while we're standing, just as opposed to sitting. You can sit in a chair if you want to. Okay. What I find, this is kind of a misconception, a little bit of a misconception with yoga. I would love, I don't know if you guys have had babies before, if this is your first baby, but I would love to be able to tell you that we're going to learn all these amazing breathing techniques and then you're going to be in labor and you're going to be like hearing my voice. Yeah, probably not. But what I find, or what I did find so helpful with some of these breathing techniques is, like, trust me, I know there's days where you're just anxious, like you have anxiety over irrational things or maybe rational things. Maybe you're really worried about something that's going on, an appointment. Maybe you're just thinking about like what the heck is about to happen, and it gives you a lot of anxiety. The pressure that we get put on our diaphragm from this like lovely little baby or big baby for some of you can really make our breath so shallow where we're like, we always feel like we just climbed a flight of stairs. And so the breathing practice is going to really help you through these next few days, weeks, months that you have left of being pregnant. Okay. So there are things that you can do, you know, periodically. It will help you to sort of calm your mind and also expand your lungs a little bit when you feel like you have no room to expand them. So again, just be comfortable, sit or stand. The first breath technique I'm going to teach you is called a backpack breath. Okay, so we're going to take our hands to the tops of our shoulders. Just lift your elbows up here a little bit. We're going to roll our shoulders a little bit by moving the elbows. So drop your elbows down, draw a big circle back and towards the front. Okay, a couple times. So try to visualize like you're drawing circles on the wall with your elbows. All right, now this time, the next rotation, we're gonna lift our elbows as high as we can, and when we come forward, we're gonna see if we can touch them together. Okay, tuck your chin towards your chest. So your chest is hollow, your upper back is rounded. Breathe deeply into the shoulder blades, so right into the center of your back. Take a deep breath in. One more time. Good, open up, so open your elbows up, roll them back. Awesome, relax. So breathing just into that space right across the upper back, and we have all this space behind our heart and on the back side of our body to breathe, and we forget about it, okay? Let's try that one more time. So hands to the elbows, or hands to the shoulders, hands to the elbows would be difficult. Okay, draw your circle down and back like you're drawing on the wall. One more time. When you come forward next time, lift your elbows up, see if you can touch them together. Tuck your chin to your chest. Breathe into your back. Good job, guys, and open up. Relax your arms down. That's your backpack breath, okay? Helps us to open up and stretch across our upper back. Take a deep breath into the space back here instead of trying to breathe into the heaviness of our chest. Let's make our way back down onto the mat if you're not already there. We are going to kneel here for a moment, and you're going to take some props, whatever props you've got, underneath your bottom. So I'm going to use a yoga block. If you have a yoga block, cool. And if not, use a pillow or something else. And I'm going to put it right between my ankles. It's going to take me like 2 classes to get my figured out how close I need to be to you guys for you to see me. So I'm going to take the block. And you can do this with a pillow. if you want to. Your knees are about that wide. See if you can go ahead and sit down. So our bum is lifted. What this is called is hero pose, and for some people, they can sit right down between their heels. So we're just stretching across the thighs. We're gonna take our arms really wide. Imagine you're running through a finish line. See if you can lift up your chest, take a deep breath into your heart space. Good job. And then just relax your back. Spend one more breath here. If you guys feel really awesome, you can lean back as we did when we were in Mermaid. I'll leave that up to you. One more breath. Good job. And then let's make our way again back onto hands and knees. So we're gonna do what's called bird dog. A lot of you would be familiar with it. Again, hands and knees generally feels pretty nice for our belly. In that last time we were on hands and knees, I mentioned the feeling of hugging your baby into your body. While we're doing this bird dog, you can practice that feeling. So where I remember it and where I feel it is, it's like if you imagine a corset starting at your spine and wrapping around, you know those belly bands? Some of you might use them, but it's that exact feeling. We're trying to do that on our own. So we're thinking about hugging the baby in like this. We're not crunching our belly button to our spine. We're like holding as if your hands were on your abdomen. Okay, try your best. Sometimes the brain is the biggest thing that we need to conquer in connecting with our bodies. So from table, we're going to extend the right heel back. Keep your gaze down. Try to center your balance. So you might feel like you're leaning towards the left. Try to square yourself to the floor and then push through your back heel. So see how my foot is flexed? Try to have a really nice, strong back leg. Your glute, right glute, should be firing. Take one steady breath. Good job. Bring your knee down. Give your hips a shake. Let's try the opposite side, okay? So hands and knees, you're gonna take your left heel back. Nice and strong in your back leg. Try to squeeze that left glute. Steady breath. Nice deep breath. Good job, guys. Bring both knees down. Go ahead and go side to side. This time, if you want to bring your knees together, you might be able to drop your hips one way and kind of lean into your hip. Maybe the side of your waist is feeling like it needs a stretch. Okay, just take your low body side to side here a few times. Awesome. And then coming back to the center. The next position we're going to do is universally a favorite for a lot of people in yoga, and that is child's pose. So for you when you're pregnant, something that might feel awesome is to have a pillow in front of you. Okay, so quite often in child's pose, I would sit my hips all the way back to my heels and then bring my forehead down. Well, I know you guys, some of you don't have nearly the space to do that. So keep your bum lifted, okay? You could put a pillow in front of you or a block in front of you and just bring your forehead down, okay? Widen your feet as much as you need to so your belly has space to be in the middle. Just take one deep breath. I want you to feel the lengthening in your low back. Good job, guys. One more breath. Go ahead and come all the way up here. And we are going to come back to seated. Child's pose, that was a good example of something that you might love, and then one day you might go and do that and you're like, oh, I've got a foot in my diaphragm or in my rib cage, and it's just like not accessible. So don't feel bad about stuff like that. We just, you know, we're being invaded by something that has more say than us sometimes when it comes to putting our bodies in certain positions. Okay, so I want to do a little bit more breathing exercises with you guys. Sit however you feel comfortable. Cross-legged is always nice because it opens up our hips, and your hips might be feeling kind of tight. If you feel good sitting cross-legged as an option, you could take, let's go with the right leg. You could take your right leg and see if you could stack it on top of the left. Okay, that would be a progression, sort of further opens up our hips and holds them underneath of ourselves. Sit in a chair. I don't care, sit on the couch if you want to. I can't see you anyways. You can do whatever feels comfortable, but if you want to open up your hips and get a stretch added there, then sitting with your legs stacked is a good option. So we're gonna reestablish that connection with the upward movement of energy through our body. This is a visualization of mindfulness that carries you far in pregnancy because we have so much weight from gravity. Depending on how much extra weight you luckily get to carry through your pregnancy, you might just be feeling like super heavy. And so gravity pulls us down, and what eventually happens is it makes us like round forward and pull forward. And what also we need to remember is mentally or emotionally, when we come to a position like this, usually it's because we're like stressed, we're scared, we're sad, we're overwhelmed. But for you guys, you have to be mindful that your body might be coming into that position physically, but it has that sort of mental effect on us too, that we're feeling really heavy and kind of defeated. So always trying your best when you're thinking about it to sit tall, that like confidence when you open up your chest, and work your energy up and away from gravity. Okay, hope that makes sense. We're gonna bring our hands to the center of our chest. Okay, lift your elbows so that your forearms are sort of parallel with the floor. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, we're gonna push down as if we're pushing something underwater with our wrists. Okay, inhale, bring them back up. Exhale, push down. One more time, inhale, lift your hands. Exhale, push down. This time, let your hands peel away from each other and stretching the fingers, stretching the wrists. Give them a little shake, a little release. We're gonna take our hands out beside us with the palms facing up. So this is a very strong mental connection. When you inhale, you're gonna imagine you're lifting something really heavy, and it's amazing how we can fire up our arms when we do so. So inhale, it's like we're lifting overhead really, really strongly. You're gonna turn your palms down, and when you exhale, it's like you're trying to push something down into the ground or down underwater, okay? But we're staying super active through the muscles that connect into the chest. So palms up, touch your fingers, close your eyes if you want to. Deep breath in, visualize lifting overhead. Exhale, turn your palms down. Push down under the water. So one more time. Inhale, lift heavy. Exhale, push down. Awesome job. Relax your upper body. So the next one we're going to do, and we're not going to do too many today, I'll do one more. The next one that we're going to do is called a milkshake breath. Okay. So the shape that we make with our lips is like we have a straw in our mouth. Okay. So you're going to make like a little hole with your lips, squeeze them together. When you inhale, the reason it's called a milkshake breath is when you inhale, you're going to feel how the whole inside of your mouth goes cold. Okay. You're going to pause at the top, just sort of hold your breath, and then just let all your air out, let your chest be heavy, okay? So sit tall, make that shape with your mouth. Deep breath in, milkshake breath. Exhale whenever you're ready. Try it a couple more times. Milkshake breath in. Exhale out. One more time. Hold your breath at the top of the inhale, okay? Good job, everybody. Awesome job. Open your arms really nice and wide. We're gonna do eagle arms here. I'm gonna try. Okay, cross, left elbow underneath the right. See if you can pull the backs of your hands together. If you can do that, then bring the left thumb closest to your nose and you might be able to keep wrapping your hands around. Take one more deep breath. Good job. Relax your arms down. Opposite side, so open up really wide. Cross the right elbow under. Eagle. Take a deep breath. Good job. Relax your arms down. Stand by for a second. I'm getting a funny message on the computer for some reason. Technology. Okay, my friends. So let's come back on the hands and knees. We're almost done. Time flies. Okay, come on to hands and knees. Meet me there. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so on hands and knees, we're gonna extend the left leg back. You can do this on your hands, or if your wrists are starting to feel like too much of this, you can always go down onto your forearms if that's okay for you. So take 1 foot back. We're gonna place the ball of our foot on the floor and then lean back into your heel. Hold nice and steady. Open the back of your knee, might feel tight, sticky. Good job. Release from that. So come forward. Now, if your left knee, or sorry, if your right knee's down, your right hand's going to stay down. We're going to open to a side plank. So right knee stays down, left leg stays back behind us. See if you can reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Just hold here. If your neck feels heavy, turn your gaze down. Good job. Come back to the center. Switch sides, so opposite knee down, okay, extend your leg back and place the ball of your foot down. You can lean back into your heel. Give the back of your leg a stretch. Remember, forearms is fine, or yoga blocks too. Sometimes take the pressure off if you can lift your elbows up. Lots of options. I want you to feel comfortable. Good job, guys. Okay, so keep left leg down, left hand down. Open up, side plank. And come back to the center. Awesome, my friends. So we're gonna just about get ready to close out our practice, and you can sit however you feel like you can connect with your posture again one more time. I'm gonna take the block underneath of my hips this time. So I talked briefly today, and I'll be like a broken record about the pelvic bowl. Okay, we talked briefly about that. But again, as a reminder, what your pelvic bowl is it's what's supporting this whole pregnancy, right? So the structure, the physical structure of the hips, the hip points, the sit bones, the tailbone, the pubic bone, those are very important, not only right now, but giving them attention right now through some strengthening and some circulation is going to help you recover like so fast after you have the baby too. Okay, so we want really good blood flow, really good circulation going, so that we can help expedite that recovery process. So sit tall over that. Very literally try to feel like your head is stacked on top of your heart and your heart is stacked on top of your hips. Okay, upward movement of energy all the way up through the top of the head. Try to imagine that string that's attached to the top of your head. Close your eyes, just notice your breath. If you want to take your hands onto your baby, you can. Bring both hands to your abdomen. And while we sit with this posture, I want you to breathe into your belly. So feel your belly sort of expand into your hands. And as you exhale, feel your belly relax. What we're doing when we're belly breathing is we're breathing all the way down into the very bottom of our lungs. As much space as we can, we are filling with air. Some days it's more difficult than others for you guys, I am well aware. Let's take a couple more breaths. Awesome job, one more. Great work. And then just let your hands come down onto your knees. We are going to draw some big circles around the pelvic bowl. Imagine you're stirring around that space. So if you hold on to your knees, when you go back towards what would be the hips, or sorry, the sit bones and the tailbone, you might actually be able to lean back a little bit. Again, circulation, so important. Opposite. So switch directions. Sometimes you feel a little, it's almost like a little strum. If anybody feels like a little twinge in your hip as you move one way, that could be a hip flexor. So much stuff is changing there, like much more than I even have any idea for you guys. So you might feel some little things that are moving or feel a little strange. Shouldn't be painful though. Good job. Come all the way back up to seated. Let's bring the bottoms of our feet together for the remainder of our little session. Just let your knees relax. Prop them up. If you're not very flexible and this feels like very painful in the inner thighs, support underneath the outside of your legs with whatever you want to. It's kind of funny. It's like human nature though. I know a lot of pregnant women tend to feel actually quite comfortable like this. I don't know. It's science. It's evolution. So I want you to see if you can bounce your knees a little bit. Just sit as tall as you can. You can hold anywhere on your legs. What we're trying to go for here is just like kind of a loose bounce, and as opposed to like flapping our knees. And just take a couple more breaths. We're almost done for today. You guys did awesome. Awesome. Just come nice and still here. Hold on. Sit up as tall as you can so your arms are nice and straight. Your back feels nice and supported. Take one deep breath in this nice tall posture. With your exhale, ignore everything I told you today. So just let your whole body like feel gravity. Get really heavy, slump, slouch, whatever you come to. Let your body feel heavy. And I want you to take a little snapshot in your mind of this sensation, because in a moment here, we're going to mindfully bring ourselves out of it. So when you're ready from here, I want you to think about the tailbone again. And I want you to very intentionally stack each vertebrae, each section of your spine, all the way up on top of each other, all the way up the back of your neck, the back of your head, until you feel like you've come into a posture that would make your mom so proud, just sitting as tall as you can. Okay, close your eyes, remember this feeling. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and then bring your hands to the center of your chest. So we're gonna close our practice today. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll bring our thumbs to our forehead, kind thoughts, to our mouth, kind words, to our chest, most importantly, kind hearts. Namaste. I hope you guys have a good day, a good weekend, a good week, and I'll see you next week. And like I said at the beginning of class, honestly, if there's anything that you think might be in my scope of advice or question that you have, I have awesome resources too. So especially if you're feeling any physical discomfort, or you're just feeling a lot of anxiety or shortness of breath, let me know. There's things that I am more than welcome to share with you help you or help you find.